Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving headfirst into something you've definitely seen, even if you didn't quite realize what you were looking at. We're taking a really close look at the automated Faceless AI video creation guide. It's basically the blueprint for this massive digital gold rush happening right now. You know those slick, fast-paced clips flooding your social feeds? The ones where you literally never see a human face? Well, we're going to tear down the exact source material that teaches people how to do this, right down to the studs, so we can finally understand the mechanics working behind the screen.
So let's just jump right in with a super basic question. When you're scrolling through your feeds, how often do you actually stop and ask yourself, wait, who made this? Is there an actual human being sitting in a dark room meticulously editing away, or are you just watching the direct output of a machine? As we'll see from this guide we're analyzing, the answer is leaning way away from human hands. And look, this is absolutely crucial to grasp. If you want to make a truly different video to all the other YouTube videos out there, you've got to understand the exact formula that literally everyone else is using right now.
And honestly, nothing shows this shift better than comparing the old way with the new way. On the left side here, you have the traditional human creator. That route, it's a grind. It requires a huge investment of time, expensive gear like cameras and lighting, and crucially, it requires a person to actually put themselves out there, face and all. But then, look at the Faceless AI pipeline on the right. This system is entirely automated, completely anonymous, and designed for rapid mass production. It's basically a shift from being a craftsman to being an assembly line manager. The efficiency gains are just staggering.
Okay, moving on to Section 1, the faceless video phenomenon. This is the blueprint for the digital gold rush.
Take a look at this quote straight from the guide. Create videos quickly and for free without ever showing your face. I mean, wow, that captures the exact promise here. Absolute efficiency with zero personal exposure. It's a siren song for millions of aspiring digital entrepreneurs. And you can totally see the appeal, right? You completely remove the vulnerability of being on camera, and you totally eliminate the financial barrier to entry. It literally promises the ability to build a media empire from a laptop at a coffee shop for free in record time. But how on earth is that actually achieved?
Let's find out in Section 2, Outsourcing the Script, or as I like to call it, the artificial brain.
The guide outlines this overarching, wildly simple three-step strategy to just completely bypass traditional production. It's a totally linear pipeline. Step 1, generate the script using a large language model. Step 2, synthesize a voice to read that script. And Step 3, automate the visuals to match the audio. It is the holy trinity of the faceless video. Honestly, if you've ever watched something online and thought, man, this feels kind of formulaic, it's probably because it was pushed precisely through these 3 checkpoints.
The most crucial point here is that the so-called creator isn't actually writing a single thing. They're simply prompting an algorithm to act as the brain of the whole operation. This LLM scripting means outsourcing the absolute hardest parts of content creation, facing the blank page, doing the research, structuring the narrative. You aren't a writer anymore, you're a director. You just tell the AI, hey, write a 5-minute script about the history of Rome, and in seconds, boom, the foundation is built. It totally cures writer's block for sure, but as a byproduct, it really standardizes the tone and pacing of the information.
Which brings us to Section 3, Generating Synthetic Voices, Creating the Illusion of a Speaker.
So instead of actually hitting record on a microphone, this pipeline uses specific generators to synthesize a narrator that sounds convincingly human. We're talking about free text-to-speech converters, sophisticated synthetic voice cloning, and AI that actually simulates human cadence and emotion. You know, it used to be that robotic text-to-speech was an instant dead giveaway, right? Well, not anymore. The tools in this guide analyze the punctuation and context of that AI script we just talked about, and they insert strategic pauses, little breaths, and emotional inflections. It effectively tricks the human ear.
Just look at this number on the screen, 0. That represents the exact amount of microphones, audio gear, soundproofing, or studio space you need to narrate these videos. It really highlights the sheer absurdity and the ease of this process. You can generate a broadcast-quality voiceover with perfect acoustics without ever speaking a single word out loud. It completely democratizes audio production, but at the same time, it makes it incredibly difficult to tell who or what you're actually listening to.
Now for Section 4, Automating the Visuals, Sourcing the Aesthetic. Here, the guide teaches you how to let software stitch together a visual narrative based entirely on keyword triggers from the AI script. They call it automated stock assembly. The software essentially listens to these synthetic voiceover, picks up keywords like money, or stress, or technology, and instantly pulls royalty-free stock video clips, falling cash, a stressed guy rubbing his temples, glowing computer lines to match the words. And guys, this right here is exactly why so many videos look identical today. If you rely purely on this algorithm, you're pulling the exact same stock footage as everybody else. So again, if your goal is to be a totally different video to all the YouTube videos out there, you've got to recognize that this automated visual assembly is the absolute weakest link in the chain.
When we break down the final product based on the guide's principles, look at this. It's a perfectly divided pie of purely automated elements. 34% AI script, 33% synthetic voice, and 33% automated stock footage. Do you notice what's totally missing from this chart? The human element. There is zero slice for human performance, human cinematography, or human writing. The entire anatomy of the final product is synthetic.
Finally, Section 5, the final assembly, stitching the synthetic together.
This table sums it up perfectly. Every single traditional pillar of production is cleanly replaced by a frictionless artificial counterpart. Screenwriting, swapped for prompting in LLM. Voiceover recording, entirely replaced by text-to-speech software. And the grueling, time-consuming process of filming and editing traded in for keyword stock assembly. The guide proves that the traditional bottlenecks of creation have literally been erased.
What the guide ultimately delivers is a blueprint where the human is no longer a creator. You're just an assembly line manager. The result is a cohesive, fully synthetic media product designed strictly for scalable, mass uploading. Because it takes virtually zero time and money to produce, the whole strategy shifts from trying to create one absolute masterpiece to just pumping out dozens of acceptable videos every single week. It's purely a volume game. And I'll say it again, this is vital context. If you're trying to produce a totally different video compared to all the automated YouTube videos flooding the platform, just remember you are competing against creators who can hit publish 50 times a day using this exact synthetic blueprint.
So I want to leave you with a final thought to ponder as we wrap up this explainer. As these automated faceless pipelines become the new standard, how is this going to change the way we value the media we spend our time consuming? Think about it. If a piece of content takes zero human effort to make, is it worth less of our human attention to watch? Or is the value purely in the information it delivers, regardless of where it came from? The digital gold rush is absolutely here, and the tools to mine it are free. The question now is how you choose to use them, or whether you choose to watch them at all. Thanks for joining me today, and keep questioning what's on your screen.